Good morning, I hope everyone's well today. Thank you for watching as always, it is appreciated. I seen a debate online today between two people at a Spiked Online conference. The debate is a liberal mindset and what I would say a culturally conservative mindset. The person I want to speak about is Lionel Shriver. The opponent is more or less insignificant, it's a typical globalist worldview, but they are obviously warring factions on the right, and this is what we need to reckon with if we're going to be taking back our country. So I'm going to play the clips first of all, and I want to plug a channel, Britain is Broken, on Twitter. They are very, very good. They are a bit spicy, but one of the videos is sourced from Britain is Broken, so give the guy a follow. It is pretty good.
There is a deliberate element in the immigration into the West of taking over, and I know that a lot of people are very uncomfortable with that. Even using the word invasion in U.S. politics in relation to immigration makes people hysterical. But there is an element here of territory taking, and it is conscious, and we shouldn't be naive about it. And it's the elements of Islamism derive directly from Islam and their own book.
She is referencing something that I've referenced many times on my channel. If you accept the premise there is such thing as a moderate Muslim, if you accept that premise, and that is a contested premise, but if you accept that, you need to accept that Islam as a religion has not purged the non-moderate elements. They just haven't done it. If you look at Hinduism, Sikhism, Christianity, you don't see the extremist elements of those religions being endorsed or sponsored any way, shape, or form by the religion at large. You don't see the terrorist attacks all over the Western world from any other religious group, but you do see them from the alleged religion of peace. When Lionel is mentioning there is an element regarding takeover, she is completely accurate in what she's saying. Look at Sadiq Khan and look at Zaya Yusuf, for example, some people may say, but I would reference Humza Yusuf in Scotland. We'll keep the comparisons on point with the people that have been elected to public office in the UK. We had a former First Minister of Scotland, a moderate Muslim, by the way, and Sadiq Khan, another moderate Muslim. There is an element of a takeover. Do you think that if the extremist elements of their religion ever obtained real political power in a country in the West, they would be condemning it, or would they be quiet? When you see these terrorist attacks, these atrocities all over the Western world by the Islamic faith, the people acting in the Quran's name, do you see many people, generally speaking, from the broader Muslim population condemning it, or do you not really see it that much? You see some, there are always outliers in any example, but you don't see it from the whole in general. This is the issue. This is the filter that we've not got in the Western world. Now, the liberal mindset will say something a bit different, and this seems to be the mainstream opinion now that the legacy media have acknowledged.
Want to come back on anything that you've heard of? Yeah. As you might understand, I'm going to take some exception to that. Let me give you an example why that doesn't really wash. I was in Dubai about 6 months ago, and I hear up and down the country other Muslims saying to me, "What the hell are you doing giving space to these people in Britain today?" How's that a worldwide Islamic takeover when people of my faith are telling me, "You guys are too soft on these scumbags"?
We've discussed this on the channel before. Many elements in the Islamic region, the South Asian region, many countries, whether that's the UAE or the Qatar, or other Islamic countries, Saudi, for example, they don't tolerate the extremist elements of their own religion like we do in the West. We have no filtration system, and this is what he's calling it out. His mindset, his worldview is if the British, the European, the American population was switched out completely and substituted for 100% moderate Muslim population, that these countries would remain identifiable and they would still be the United Kingdom, for example, it would still be France, it would still be America, it would still be Canada, what have you. Many people like Lionel and me are of the opposite view. If you switch out an entire population for a moderate set of people, allegedly from another part of the world, that country ceases to be that country. If you replaced all of the white British people in the United Kingdom with a demographic from Pakistan, would Britain still be Britain? No, it wouldn't be. And this is the globalist mindset against the culturally conservative mindset. The cultural conservative can see that a person, an individual, will have a family, they will form a community, they will build a town, county, and then finally a nation, all right, and then a kingdom. That's the conservative mindset, the culturally conservative, the small c conservative mindset. The globalist mindset doesn't see it that way.
How is that an Islamic takeover? It's no Islamic takeover. People in Saudi Arabia are telling me that. People in Egypt are telling me that we're too soft. So actually, there is a part of the Muslim world that's had enough of them.
Agreed. Okay, they do call us out. There are Arab nations that do not send their students to the United Kingdom to study anymore because they fear they're going to be radicalized in Western nations because we are ruled by cooked beta males, beta bobs that are brought into a post war consensus that does not serve the native people of any of the Western nations. I would argue that they are arguing now, the globalists are arguing now for moderation and they are arguing to clamp down on the extremist elements of that religion simply because people have had enough. They think if they filter out the extreme elements, we will still agree to be substituted in our own country. I will say, no, we're not. We do not consent to that. So they're about 20 years too late. If they'd been talking about this 2005, 2006, straight after the London bus bombings, all right? If they were talking about this type of thing maybe 20 years ago, they may have had some buy in from the native population. Can I end this clip here? So I'm going to end this one here. This is the clip from Britain is Broken, and this is fundamentally antithetical to what we believe in the United Kingdom.
The Islamic takeover in Manchester is real, guys. Thousands of Muslims marching down Oxford Street in Manchester for Imam Hussein. I don't know who he is, I don't know what it is, but it shouldn't be here.
Furnace to Britain is broken. It didn't need the dramatic music. Sometimes a picture or a video, in this case, will paint 1,000 words. You don't need the over dramatics. You really don't. Britain is broken. You can do better than that. But I'm put it to my audience. I'll put it to anybody that clicks onto this video. Which opinion do you agree with? That the moderate Muslim is fine. Infinite numbers of moderate Muslims into Britain or any Western country, and the country will still remain, as it was 1,000 years ago? Or do you buy into what Lionel's saying and the opinion I subscribe to is that numbers matter irrespective of how extreme or moderate a particular religion is? The influx of the religion or people not westernized, that is the major issue, and that needs to be regulated, heavily regulated, and millions must go. All opinions are valid. Like and subscribe if you think I'm onto something. Let me know if you think I'm overstating things, understating things, or you think I'm bang on the money. I appreciate your time as always, and I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.